Good morning and welcome back to the second session for the New York NY2. It is 3 minutes past 9:30 a.m. Eastern. I had some streaming problem, packets were being dropped, so I had to restart the router. And let's get started off with Euro USD, 4-hour chart flashing up on your screens now. Prices are dropping to intraday lows around 1.0820. I think if we go back to the hourly chart, what it has done possibly is maybe a 15 minutes time frame. Is it a leading diagonal? I'm really not sure, but it could be a leading diagonal as well. Where we got wave 1 and 2, that is wave 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if this is a leading diagonal, we are now seeing a corrective decline almost towards the past wave 4 of one lesser degree. So this could be lower degree wave 1 and lower degree wave 2 respectively. And if prices, if what we have analyzed as lower degree wave 1 and 2 turns out to be correct, we've got wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It falls under the category of a leading diagonal potentially, and we've also seen a corrective decline now, ABC. So if this identification of a potential leading diagonal is correctly done, then we've got wave 1 and wave 2 respectively, with wave 3 should be just underway. So the target for the third wave, it's not an Elliott extension, it's just a simple 3-click target, should be around 1.0955, that is 130 pips higher from here. All right, so let's get prepared for yet another rally to resume anytime from now, or as we speak, as we move into the early NY session. Let me also try and do a trend line and see if the backside is being tested out. That's an amazing view, isn't it? It's an exact backside test right now. Exact. It's a classic book example of what is a backside test looks like, and we are now more than convinced that we've got wave 1 and 2 in place. And if that is done correctly, then we are looking for a wave 3 rally up towards 1.0955 going forward. All right, so Euro USD almost preparing for the next leg higher, and I think we've done the short-term analysis good. Let's go back to the 4-hour chart now, where we've got the larger degree wave counts set up in place. And for those who are still sitting on the sidelines and would like to uh, initiate long positions, I think this is a good area to go there and go and hit the buy button with a potential stop loss around 1.05, and potential target not only 1.0950, but possibly targeting 1.1040 and 1.1199 as well. All right, so that's the short-term uh, wave structure. It's actually not short-term, but it's going to take a few more trading sessions as wave 5. If we go by the time calculation, and if it's going to sustain the time calculation earlier, pretty much closer to the end of March or beginning of the April series, and that should be good enough for euro prices to reach. I mean, if the next 8 days, if you go by the synchronization or the symmetricity of this air impulse wave, in the next 8 days or even lesser than that, we should be ideally trading around. And one more thing, the third wave was extended, so the principle of equality also plays a role here. And if we do try and calculate the equality, apply equality principle or guideline, is 1.20286 is the low, and wave 1 carried through 512. So 286 towards 512 makes 386, 486, and 26. So 226 points. If we add 226 points to 1.08, I think 00, it roughly brings us to 1026. 1026 is very close to 1.1043. So let's prepare for the first target around 1.1043. I mean, if we apply the principle of equality, and if the fourth wave is in place, then we can also apply the channeling here. That is the channel. I mean, we could, if the third wave is extended, we can also rely on the first wave termination. Okay, we can actually move better in the third wave. So the extension, the channel resistance comes all the way towards 1.12. Right? And that's absolutely allowed because that's what we are actually targeting, right? 1.12, maybe 1.13 and 1.15 going forward. So this is a nice little example, a neat little example for the euro bulls to come back into picture with a high probable leading diagonal and a corrective wave rally, corrective wave back testing the trend line. This will be going. This is going to be interesting, and please remain on the long side with the stop around 1.05, potential target of 1.12, and let's see how the price action on the wave counts are placing up, because this week should be critical in terms of because the entire March has been on the upside. That should continue for this week as well, and that leaves us with a good amount of room for month of April to kind of produce a corrective decline. All right. So that's the story in the Euro USD. Let's go back to the dollar index now. Now, if we try and apply the same analogy that we tried for Euro on the 15 minutes time frame, that could be wave 1, uh, wave 2, wave 3, 4, and 5 as well. And that amazing rally could be wave 2. So leading diagonal followed by the second wave corrective rally. I don't know if it's hitting the backside of the trend line, but it could be hitting the backside of the trend line as well. Uh, you go, let's try it out. Let's do a trend line here. Let's see if it is hitting the backside of the trend line. There you go. This is an absolute classic example of what trend line break would look like and what would be the backside testing of the same. All right, so going by the principle of leading diagonal wave 1 and followed by wave 2 also back testing, it looks like bears are now setting up nicely to come back in control. Right, so that's the smaller degree time frame to catch the pulse of the market right now. It looks like the bears are just going to come back in control. Let's go back to the 4-hour chart where the larger degree wave counts are already projected. So we've got wave 1 and wave 2, and again we've got that one lesser degree wave 1 and wave 2, again one lesser degree wave 1, 2, 3, and 4. So wave 5 is just about to cut loose on the south side, and if we apply the principle of equality as we just did in the euro, it shows around 109.86 towards 107.17, so it's going to be like 260 points, and 260 I mean 104 less 260 is going to be 102, and then almost 105.50, which is almost the first target. Is it the first target? 101.50. There you are, 101.50. That's just between the two extensions. Possibly we are heading towards 100.80, brothers and sisters, going forward. That would be the minute wave 3, all right, into brackets orange Roman, and the time frame should be another 8 trading days as we calculated in euro. That would bring us to the end of March series as well, and going forward it would be April where we can expect some kind of a meaningful pullback. Let's try and assume or presume where the pullback could go. I don't know if this could also be seen as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the entire drop can also be retraced. We've got another connection issue. Alright, now we are back again. Excuse me for the connection issue in this session. So we are moving moving lower, and 600 points above 100 brings us back to 106, which is somewhere here. All right, midway. That would be interesting to see how the dollar index is going to play out going forward. All right. For now, we've got one more wave lower to go, and before that corrective rally resumes. Even in the Euro USD, it's going to be an amazing pullback if Euro is going to hit that resistance, possibly this one. So Euro would have been traveled all the way from 1.01 towards 1 point, that would be 1200 points. So a drop towards 600 points, 1.06 cannot be ruled out before the next wave would begin. All right. And it is also possible that, or I think we are on the right track, assuming that another corrective pullback could be on the way. But 1200 mark should be touched first before any meaningful pullback can be expected lower again. So coming back to the dollar index, what we would like to suggest is kindly hold on to the short positions. If you're just joining, you might want to initiate shorts here as well, back to 104 handle. Technically, the stop loss is going to go around 107, just above the termination of wave 1 minute degree. And once that is in place, please target 101.50, possibly 100.80 on the lower side. All right. And next high potential trade setup is pound, and we'll touch base with the dollar, with the gold after that. As you see, pound is also pulling back, just as we saw in the Euro USD. And if I go back on a 15 minutes time frame, that's quite possible that we've got the first impulse, or it doesn't look like an impulse, but maybe the third wave could be extending if prices stay above. Okay, we've got wave 1 and 2 and possible 3, 4 and 5 as well. But that could also be wave 1 of 3, and 2 of 3 is being carved out right now. So believe it or not, if prices stay above 1.2910 going forward from here, I think we are well placed for a sustained rally in pound going forward towards 3200 and 3500 as well. All right. So that is the story in pound on the shorter time frame, and on the longer time frame it is absolutely unchanged. Pound is setting up nicely for yet another rally towards 1.32, possibly 1.35 going forward. All right. So kindly remain on the long side. If you're still joining in right now, it's not a bad idea to push the buy button right now as we speak, with a potential stop just going below that minute wave 1 around 1.25, with a target of 1.3200 on the higher side. All right, and now we have one more chart to review. We are going to wait for Bitcoin and the dollar index to complete their respective corrective waves, and within the fifth wave of a minute degree of the fifth wave of minor degree, we are now uh, possibly towards minute wave 4 lower towards 2990. It only remains to be seen if it is going to complete that, or it's going to reverse from here itself. As gold has always done in the past two trading cycles, it has produced quite shallow retracements around just about the 23%. All right, so it is quite possible that it might do the same this time as well before it rallies forward. It's only a matter of time to see if 3045 could be taken out before. I mean, if that is taken out, then we would be more or less confirmed, or that a bottom is in place around 229, actually 3000 levels. So again, 10 points shy of the projected target at 2990. All right. So gold has been tricky, but with the pressure, gold in the sense that it's been tricky. Bulls are not been letting go, and the retracements have been quite shallow, whatever they have been. So, right. So we have not traded. We have taken profits in the portal for gold on Friday itself after that decline from 45 to from 55 to 45. But we would be much inclined to see prices lower towards 2990, and then possibly initiate some long calls. All right. So if you're holding short positions, then your stop loss should be around 3060. You don't want to get on the wrong side if prices push about 3060 from here itself. But if it's wave X, as we discussed, that could be W, X, Y, X, and Z to complete the corrective pattern and settle down around the 38.2% retracement lower. All right. So these are the stories. We'll be waiting for Bitcoin and the Dow Jones to retrace higher, a bit higher from where they are trading right now. Let's have a quick look at each of them. As we see, Bitcoin is inching higher towards the 85, 86 zone, but You never know, this could be the first wave actually. Where we've got wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, 4 and 5. That could be a leading diagonal. So we're still not ruling out the possibility of corrective decline back towards the 80s before the rally could continue actually. Right. If it rallies from here, it's good enough. I mean, we are going to watch out for 90 and 93, 94 for turning lower again. So it's going to be interesting to see how price action plays out. And for the Dow Jones, of course, we are not inclined to catch this rally because it's just a corrective wave. It can turn lower any moment, and it's better to sell higher. In fact, we will be looking for another 1,000 points rally. In fact, we'll be setting out a sell order limit around the 43,300 mark before, so that we are not missing out on the short side again. All right, sir. So, and I think it's going to be this week when prices reach around the 43,500 mark, so that we can initiate short positions there. Right. So let's bring this current session to a pause, and we will be back again. The next is the Tokyo Sydney overlap after a few hours to take the story from or continue the story from there on. Alright, so once again, excuse me for the slight technical glitch where the bandwidth of packets were being dropped. And until the next one, thank you for your presence. Until the next one, please do take care and God bless. Goodbye.